forward all the way. And just like that, it'll turn off. And that is how you do it.
Welcome to Jamestown Sawmill here in Jamestown, South Carolina. Today we are standing next to Big Blondie, and we're going to discuss our experience with having this piece of machinery for about a year now. What do you think as far as the operating of this machine that we've had?
Well, guys, you know, if I'm going to come flat out, and you can see the name of the video, Buyer's Remorse.
Yes.
We have none. Originally, we were going to get the model right underneath this size. We were going to get a 175 Charlie instead of a 250 Charlie. Now, the 175 Charlie we were looking at had a general purpose bucket and had a winch located on the back of it. It's still a dresser, but it's just the model number. It's considerably smaller than this. And, well, it was sold. And I was like, you know, we need something heavy duty. We need a beast. And we need a real beast. So I started looking up the 250 Charlie, the specs on it, what I could find online. And I was like, ooh, I like it. Well, this thing happened to be located around an hour or so from where I'm working. I drove over there to check it out. Guy that owned it, nice guy. Broker was a nice guy. Guy's like, you're gonna love this thing. The kill switch works. There's no parasitic drain on the battery. I could let this thing sit for months and it'll turn over.
And we've had that experience for weeks and
Yes.
weeks on end. We could not get on it because we were getting so much rain.
And I've let this thing sit for a couple months and not crank it up. And I turn the batteries on, boom. You just gotta love old school machinery. Now, with old machinery, you get old problems. But really, I haven't had any problems out of this thing. I mean, if I was an ironclad operator, you know, I could really pick this thing apart, I'm sure, but for doing what we do, to what we need to do, as having some good heavy muscle to do the heavy lifting, I can't complain. So basically, in a nutshell, I got zero buyer's remorse. This thing has gotten my truck unstuck with a 40-foot trailer on it before. And when we got, as we affectionately call it, the brute and all the associated machinery with the brute, we got it unloaded, and I was like, well, let me pull around my nice graded area. Well, I got a soft spot by a tree. So I pull the truck around, four-wheel low, and when you're in four-wheel low, it'll dig in twice as fast because it's four-wheel drive. Remember this. So B got into the truck, gave it a little bit of fuel, and pretty much I just pulled it on out until she got positive grab, and then she eased on up, and there it was. And I mean, frankly, I think it took longer to rig up than to actually to do everything.
It did. It did.
You know?
All that explanation that he just gave, actually, to just get it unstuck took that long.
Yeah.
It was very impressive.
It took longer to rig the truck up, you know, to the tow hooks and everything that it did to really get it unstuck. Because it's just easing it on, get positive pull, positive tension on the chains, she's this accelerator, wow, done. I've gotten the brute stuck. She jumped up in this thing, straight line pulled back. I got stuck twice within 30 minutes, actually, I believe, wasn't it? Something like that?
Yes.
No more than 45, I guarantee you. Pulled me right out of the ruts because I thought the ground was better quality than it was. Man, I got proven wrong. Sank right up to the baseboard of the skid steer. It's all right. Have a wrecker will travel. And I can't complain. I mean, the heavy lifting, the maneuverability, I could put this thing where I cannot even put little red, purely because, guys, It's a tracked vehicle. And here's the reality about a tracked vehicle, and it's going to blow a lot of minds out there if you haven't been around them. A 45,000-pound tracked vehicle has greater weight displacement, meaning it's like big pads on the ground. So it's spread out. So it won't get stuck where a tractor has a narrow displacement and it's like guillotine blades because of the tires. It will get stuck that fast.
And I was a non-believer because I have seen water surrounding Big Blondie, and the machine is just sitting on this water. It looks like a little pond. And I've often said, no way can you get in that and operate it without getting stuck. And yet again, it has surprised me.
Yeah, we got a little place we call Lake Jamestown right behind the house where we graded all this stuff. And pretty much, it's like the old fountains and everything in the middle of the lake. Yeah, that's the way Big Blondie looks, So B's like, what are you going to do? I'm like, I'm going to grab some of that timber and shove it to the side, do something. You can't move that crawler, man. It's going to get stuck. I'm like, no, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. It's typical married life conversation. And, well, it wasn't stuck, and B's kind of got her jaw hanging down, and I just kind of looked at her like, told you so. She blows me a raspberry, and that's where it goes. But, guys, I'll tell you what, when it comes to developing your own piece of paradise, best thing I could tell you, scope your equipment for what you need. Now, another tire configuration you'll see sometimes are like on forestry machines and some front end loaders. They'll be like wide balloon tires that do have treads on them, but they're super wide. So basically they're meant to float. So they're a tire version of a tracked vehicle. They're to give great displacement, but you don't have the track chassis. So you'll see that on a lot of timber equipment. So they kind of bounce and float, and they can go over quite a bit. So you'll see that often. But guys, as far as having any kind of regrets, I'm going to have to say I have none. And like I was going to say before, when it comes time for equipment selection, when you want to develop what you have, take a couple steps back and decide first what your financial range is. That's the first and foremost thing to deal with. What can you afford? Then, what do you need? Keep that in mind. Okay? Because you would be surprised at a lot of equipment that you can just go and buy as an individual. You don't need special licensure for it at all, not by a long shot. Okay? To transport it, you'll need to have something, but if you're just transporting what you're developing, well, you pay a driver to get it there. That's real simple, and it's done.
But primarily, I must have the knowledge.
Yes. Have the knowledge, or at least have the patience to try to work your way through it if you're trying to teach yourself. Hopefully some of our videos have been an asset in this endeavor. If you are trying to do it the hard way, or shall I say, I won't call it the hard way, it's just you have not had the opportunity for someone to teach you. So if you're using our videos for a resource, we thank you. Thank you a lot that you consider our videos good enough to do that. That's a heck of an accolade. We just want to say thank you for that. But scope your equipment for what you're going to need. Okay? Because you can get the wrong piece of equipment and wind up with a lawn ornament. If you want to try to drop timber with a 50 horsepower tractor, as an example, You could drag trees all day if they're not above certain aspects. Yeah, you could drag them all day. You still got to drop them by hand. Okay? But you could drag them, definitely. But you're not going to be able to pick up and move them too well unless they're within the threshold of your loader arms. Keep that in mind. So, in a nutshell, if you have too much equipment, it's always good. And like I've told you in other videos, you can turn around and resell it when the time comes. You do a little bit of upkeep, you throw a little bit of new parts on there, you take care of your investment and pass it on to the next guy, the next couple, and you could probably get dollar for dollar return on what you bought it for. So,
Can't say that about many things nowadays.
no. Because gang, I'll tell you right now, there's no rhyme or reason for the pricing of tractors, boats, and heavy machinery a lot of times, and semis. There's no rhyme or reason. It's pretty much place your bets. Oh, that's about it. You know? You see a pretty boat you like, and it's going to be like, wow. You see a tractor you like, and it's like, yeah, I think I'll reconsider that. Wow. I mean, let's be real. 50-year-old piece of machinery, and it cost us for what Loader Red cost us brand new. That's a heck of a gamble on a piece of machinery. That's a heck of a chunk of money to walk into. Okay, so food for thought. So never take an equipment purchase lightly. Make sure you analyze what you really need. You get what you need plus. You always want to have that factor. You always want that plus factor, okay? If I'm getting something that can take on 16-inch diameter trees, I want something that can take on 26 diameter trees, okay? I want that size right there.
Well, if your property only has 16-inch diameter trees, then you get that tractor that.
That's very true, but you know, you're gonna always overlook that one particular tree on your property.
Well, I'm speaking with the presumption that you've walked your property, you know what's on your property.
Yeah.
And you know what is the median range of the size of trees on your property.
Understood.
That's a speculation.
That's a speculation. But let's be real, you're going to be walking it on a 105-degree heat index day, you're going to get tired, and you're going to be like, yeah, that looks like that. That's going to be the one that comes back. That's kind of how we decided on our sawmill. I dropped a tree. You guys saw in a video. I checked out the size. The original sawmill I was going to go with, no, that wasn't going to work. We needed a bigger sawmill. So we got what we got. So we hope this has been an informative video for you, and we hope you've gotten a lot of enjoyment out of it.
And we continue to have fun using our dresser, and it will be a great asset to us in the future.
And you're going to be seeing B operate this thing a lot more too, so y'all get a kick out of that. So from everyone at Jamestown Sawmill, thank you for your viewing, and take care.
Take care, and good things are coming up.
And we'll see you on the next one.
And we'll see you on the next one.